gone through all kinds of things in my life. This is probably the #1 discomfort that I've ever felt.
Tonight, the first of several strong storms sweeping across California, leaving many on edge near wildfire burn areas. Good evening. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Tonight, evacuation warnings are in effect for some parts of LA County, with heavy rain moving in, raising the risk for mudslides. Heavy rain and strong winds moved into Northern California overnight. In the Bay Area, there was some minor flooding and fallen trees, and people in Southern California are being warned they're next. Many spent the day preparing sandbags, trying to get ready for the rain. The storm heading for Southern California has the potential to dump a month's worth of rain over just the next few days. This is a live look at LA tonight, where it's still relatively dry. Fox 11's Laura Diaz spoke with first responders in areas affected by wildfires who are bracing for this storm.
So this is basically a technical rescue toolbox on wheels.
It's hours before the atmospheric river is predicted to wallop Southern California, and we're getting a personal look at the USAR tricked-out truck. It's not just any vehicle. The Pasadena Fire Department says it weighs about 65,000 pounds, is worth $3 million, and requires a Class A driver's license just to get behind the wheel of this behemoth. While those numbers are impressive, it's the men and women who put their lives on the line during fire, flood, and other dangerous rescues who make the difference.
Definitely are going to be monitoring, and that's what these units will be doing throughout the Eaton burn scar. Is they'll be patrolling and taking a look and see what the water's doing. And we have the ability to basically perform and conduct any type of technical rescue, such as confined space rescue, swiftwater rescue, trench rescue, any type of rope rescue.
Captain Sepulveda and his team are veterans of jumping in toward disaster. His phone footage includes the Montecito mudslides where 23 people died, and heroes like his team jumped in. And there's also local swiftwater rescues where swimmer rescuers make daring rescues in torrents of water. On board this vehicle, rope, helmets, lights, and generators, just to name a few tools. This Thursday, a couple of strike teams will be poised in the fire-ravaged communities of Eaton Canyon in case of mud and debris flow. There will be 2 huge apparatus like this. Highly trained people from your local fire departments of Pasadena and Arcadia.
Swiftwater is very, very dangerous.
And that was Fox 11's Laura Diaz reporting tonight. The San Francisco Bay Area is getting significant rainfall from this atmospheric river. The blustery storm brought down a tree in the city's Western Addition neighborhood this morning. Nobody was hurt, but there was a pickup truck that was damaged. The rain left parts of the Bayview district underwater as well. The weather also compounded the already challenging situation at San Francisco International Airport.
So we are seeing the effects of the local weather on operations here at SFO. We've got about 280 flights right now that are experiencing a delay, and that's about 25% of all flights at SFO.
The windy weather forced the airport to shift the directions that planes take off and land. This comes as the airport is still managing flight restrictions that are lingering from the government shutdown. People in San Diego County are being warned to expect storms starting tomorrow. This is a live look at San Diego, where county leaders have several places set up where people can go to pick up free sandbags in order to prepare for this incoming system. For more, let's bring in KTVU's chief meteorologist Mark DeMaio, who is tracking the storms moving across California and the conditions across the west. The storms have already brought a lot of rain, Mark.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. A pretty potent weather pattern developing across a good portion of the west. You can see some of the numbers for the San Francisco Bay Area just over the past 24 hours. And these numbers really adding up. We're not just talking about a few sprinkles or 1/10 of an inch. Look at San Francisco, look at Oakland, over an inch of rainfall, even down in the South Bay for San Jose, at least the airport, just over 1/2 inch of rainfall. Now, of course, now the attention turns down towards Southern California. All these areas in green under a flood watch. Just begins into the weekend, as you can see for all the areas in green here. You see the reason why. these rainfall rates really picking up. So part of the system that impacted the Bay Area is heading down towards Southern California, and these numbers really, this could be dangerously high. As you can see, down from Santa Barbara to Los Angeles to San Diego, and you think about all the burn scar activity from the recent fires, that is a key concern. Showing you this as we take a look at the big view here across a good portion of the West Coast, and here's some coverage already just off the coastline here of Southern California. Of course, an active day in the San Francisco Bay Area. Still some scattered rain showers showing up here. A lot of action moving out to the east. It's mainly some higher elevation snowfall for the mountains, up above 8,000 feet for the Sierra, and then still some scattered rain showers up in the Seattle area, as you can see on the radar over the past few hours. I did see a 0.34, I believe, rainfall over the past 24 hours up in Seattle. Cool, 56 degrees, so they're on the cool part of the weather pattern. For San Francisco, showing you the clouds out there. In fact, the clouds hiding San Francisco earlier today. 66 degrees, and then down in Southern California, the clouds out there. Temperature is 75, but of course, the big-time storm prep is happening right now as basically tonight and into Friday, because the rainfall will be developing. Some scattered rain or some showers expected down in Southern California. Some clouds and the possibility of a pop-up shower for San Francisco. Some rain likely up in Seattle. If you want the sunshine out toward Denver, it's there, and also out in the Phoenix area. Here is the Fox weather model. We'll put this into motion. You can see where the action's clearly showing up here. Still some rain, as you can see, up in the portions of the Pacific Northwest for tomorrow. But look at all this activity down in central and southern California for Saturday, and some of that action could be kind of working its way closer to the Bay Area into Saturday, so that as a result there's a chance of some showers closer to San Francisco for the Saturday forecast. Here is the plan, though, as you can see, once again talking about a lot of clouds, some cool conditions for Seattle. San Francisco, some shower chances over the next couple days, but the main action will continue to be focused in Southern California as that potent system kind of stalls out over that portion of the state that's going to produce excessive rainfall over the coming days.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Yeah. Storm victims in Arizona are hoping the Trump administration will decide whether they qualify for federal recovery aid soon. A microburst damaged more than 1,000 homes in Tempe last month. FEMA and Small Business Administration workers visited the area on November 3rd as part of the process to determine whether storm victims qualify for federal aid. Many storm victims say they need the help now.
I work from home, so if I don't have a home, I'm not able to work. So I have my room until tomorrow, and I'm in East Mesa at a hotel, and then after that I have to figure out what to do again, because it's going to be another week that I don't have a home and that I haven't had pay.
The review process for federal aid approval can take several months. A well-known Bay Area football coach was shot and wounded today at the Oakland College campus, where he's now the athletic director. Officials say John Beam was shot at the Laney College Fieldhouse this afternoon. Oakland police say the gunman was wearing dark clothing and a black hoodie. There's no word tonight on a motive for the shooting. Members of the college athletic staff huddled together in shock at the scene today. Investigators and loved ones gathered at Highland Hospital nearby, where Beam is being treated.
Just wishing the best for John, and it's a horrifying event that, you know, no school or organization should have to go through.
Beam won 15 league championships as football coach at Oakland's Skyline High School starting in the 1980s before heading to Laney College in 2004. He was promoted to head coach in 2012, and he led Laney to 2 league titles. Beam was also featured in the final season of the Netflix series Last Chance U in 2020. Well, the effects of the longest U.S. government shutdown continue to linger tonight, despite an agreement to get services back up and running. This is a live look at activity at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport tonight, one of the 40 airports across the country where flights have been reduced. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says it will take some time to get airport operations back to normal. Fox 13's Lauren Donovan spoke with an aviation expert about the challenges airports will face as more employees get back to work.
Come to understand that SeaTac really doesn't have as many connecting flights as large hub airports like Denver and Atlanta, and for that reason, officials here at the airport tell me it's been largely insulated from all of these government shutdown cancellations. Check it out for yourself. You can see here at the checkpoint, there's not too much congestion. Folks are moving quickly through it, waiting a couple minutes to get their documents checked and all that. But aviation experts warn me that there's a problem you won't see out here in the main terminal, a problem that could really impact your travel plans in the weeks to come.
Everybody wants to believe that you can just flip a switch and say government shut off, boom, government turn back on. It's not going to happen that quickly.
As airlines begin to redirect from cancellations to ramping schedules back up, licensed pilot and aviation reporter Colleen Mondor has her eyes on air traffic control.
Going into Thanksgiving with exhausted people who stressed out because they haven't been paid and then say, okay, here's your paycheck. Isn't everything great? No, it doesn't get fixed that easily.
Like those scanning your boarding pass and checking your bags in at security, air traffic controllers have gone weeks without pay.
We know that a lot of them were driving. There were reports of them driving Uber at night and that type of thing to get money coming in.
The people in the tower, trusted to ensure passengers and crew take off and land safely.
All right, this is great. The government is open again. It doesn't, one, you can't fix this problem right away because these people are exhausted. The issues with ATC do not exist in a vacuum. They don't happen overnight.
But their problems predate the shutdown. Already stretched thin, they've spent months working 6 days a week on mandatory overtime.
What people need to think about when they think about flight safety is, are we asking the controllers to do too much?
Then there's the matter of radar displays and communication systems. Maintenance mechanics and technicians were outright laid off during this limbo period.
So any piece of equipment that was having a problem, now all of a sudden those folks have a to-do list that's probably 1.5 miles long.
Thanksgiving is undeniably the busiest travel week of the year, and last year right here at SeaTac we saw a staggering 177,000 passengers pass through. I've reached out to our hometown airline, Alaska, to get a pulse on how they're revamping flights in lieu of all of this. Are they at all concerned about what's going on in the control tower? Reporting at SeaTac, Lauren Donovan, Fox 13 News.
And some people waiting to see federal food aid accounts replenished are being warned tonight that it could take another week to see those benefits restored. Many have already received a regular monthly SNAP payment for the month of November. Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, a strike forced some Starbucks stores to close on the coffee giant's famous Red Cup Day. What people who walked off the job hope to accomplish with their Red Cup rebellion. Plus,
there has to be a memorial. It should be something that is not Charlie Kirk specific.
some expressing concerns about the potential for installing a memorial on the college campus where conservative activist Charlie Kirk was killed. Tonight, the text message is revealing what some Utah politicians think about the idea. More than 1,000 Starbucks employees walked off their jobs today. The unionized workers say the Seattle-based company is not doing enough to negotiate a fair contract. Their open-ended strike is taking place at stores across the country, including several here in the West.
We're calling for the company to come back to the bargaining table and settle a first contract with us that actually addresses the problems in our stores, understaffing, lack of the hours we need, and lack of the pay we need to actually pay our bills and make ends meet.
The Starbucks Workers United Union organized today's strike to coincide with Starbucks Red Cup Day. This is traditionally one of the busiest days of the year for the coffee giant when stores distribute free reusable cups to customers who buy a holiday drink. Starbucks Chief Partner Officer Sarah Kelly put out a statement on the labor dispute that says in part, quote, "Our commitment to bargaining hasn't changed. Workers United walked away from the table, but if they are ready to come back, we're ready to talk. We believe we can move quickly to a reasonable deal." The U.S. Justice Department has now joined a lawsuit by California's Republican Party that seeks to block the congressional district boundaries that were approved by California voters last week under Prop 50. Attorney General Pam Bondi said in a statement today that Prop 50, quote, "tramples on civil rights and mocks the democratic process." Prop 50 changes congressional boundaries to give Democrats an edge in 5 districts held by Republicans in response to redistricting in Texas. Republicans claim the new maps violate the Constitution by favoring Latino voters. But Jessica Levinson, a law professor at Loyola Marymount University, says that argument might not hold in court.
The real problem, I think, for this suit is that Prop 50 was always designed as being about partisan affiliation and very explicitly was designed to say we want to try and get more Democrats in the House. That's what people voted on, and that was really the impetus behind Prop 50.
This redistricting showdown is now spread to Missouri, Ohio, as well as other states which are adopting or at least considering new partisan congressional maps. Federal officials visited UC Berkeley today as part of an investigation into protests that happened outside of a Turning Point USA event that was held on the campus Monday night. This is video of those demonstrations that led to 3 arrests. Police in riot gear staged near an entrance to the event, and there were some fights that broke out. Federal officials noted that Antifa flyers around campus and posts online serve as evidence that protesting groups were trying to suppress free speech, and officials say they openly advocated for violence and interference.
We don't care about your viewpoint, whether you're on the conservative end of the spectrum or the liberal end of the spectrum and anywhere in between. We're here to protect your right.
By Any Means Necessary is one of the well-known local Berkeley Antifa organizations that has operated with impunity in this town and on this campus for many years.
A statement from a protest organizer with By Any Means Necessary said in part, quote, "Whoever the DOJ decides will take the fall. It will be based on completely phony, unsubstantiated charges." Newly released text messages show how quickly Utah politicians began talking about creating a memorial to honor Turning Point USA co-founder Charlie Kirk. Some people want to see a memorial installed on the Utah Valley University campus where Kirk was shot to death. Fox 13's Nate Carlisle spoke with one student who believes it's a bad idea.
The text messages show how some members of the Utah legislature were receiving updates. The chief of staff for the Utah House of Representatives sent this text September 10th, minutes after the shooting. One person has been shot. Charlie Kirk is at a local hospital being treated. State Representative Candace Perucci sent a text message saying she heard Kirk died. The chief of staff simply replies, "Confirmed." Other Republican politicians texted Peterson to offer condolences to him, Kirk's family, and UVU. Then ideas for a memorial began. State Representative Carl Altbrecht texted Peterson the day after the shooting, writing, "We should have a memorial established at UVU for Charlie Kirk and name the plaza where he was killed as the Charlie Kirk Memorial Plaza." State Senator Dan McKay texted Peterson 6 days after the shooting with his concept. Basic description for the idea? Prove me wrong, a living conversation. At the heart of this memorial stands a bronze table with 2 chairs. Kirk's speaking tour was called Prove Me Wrong.
Having something like that without the proper time and care put into it to see, is this appropriate? Is this something that the students want?
The memorial ideas worry Colin Granis.
Really shocking to see.
Part of the UVU chapter of Students for a Democratic Society.
Our stance is if there has to be a memorial, it should be something that is not Charlie Kirk specific. Like a lot of these views that he would perpetuate are very hateful. And that's not something that UVU stands for.
McKay has since been appointed to a committee considering a memorial at UVU. That committee is still taking public comment. Fox 13 also filed a public records request with UVU for messages with Peterson about the Kirk rally and the aftermath. Again, Peterson, at that job, was receiving messages about a memorial the day after the assassination. Here's a phone message the university gave us. UVU redacted the identity of the caller.
And kind of get a community memorial set up and, do it as a community so that the college doesn't have a black eye, that the state doesn't have a black eye, that everybody knows that he was loved and liked.
We have asked for a lot more records, including those discussing preparations for Kirk's rally. Thus far, the university has denied our public records request, citing a variety of reasons, including that it cannot provide security records and the documents could interfere with the prosecution of the defendant, Tyler Robinson. He is charged with Kirk's murder. The station plans further appeals in pursuit of those records. For now, in the studio, Nate Carlisle, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, colleges across the country may want to take notes from two public universities here in the West. Tonight we'll hear from students at Arizona State whose graduates are some of the most employable in the country.
For 2024, I was interning with Walmart, and then this last summer I got to intern with Google in San Francisco.
The West is making a strong showing on a new list of public universities that are producing employable graduates. UC Berkeley is the highest ranking public school on the list, while Arizona State University comes in at second. Tonight, Fox 10's Irene Snyder speaks with an ASU student about how the university is helping to open doors to the workforce.
It was through peers and through these organizations that I was able to kind of unlock these opportunities.
ASU senior Mariana Torres is a first-generation college student who's well on her way to a successful career, even prior to graduation.
Being first generation, I was very in the unknown. So it was through my peers, actually one of my peers, but yeah, it was through my peers that they were the ones that were pushing me or informing me about what I should be doing, the steps and processes, and my mentors as well.
For the fourth year in a row, ASU is ranked second in the nation for employability. Torres says ever since she stepped foot on campus, she was encouraged to be involved in several organizations that connected her to internships and potential future employers.
I was able to get connected to student organizations where those are the ones that really guided me to these opportunities, professors that have helped me professionally develop, and organizations like Alpha ASU have really helped me connect to employers, help other members out, especially as president. I always want to give back.
These past couple of years, she's completed pretty big internships.
Summer 2024, I was interning with Walmart, and then this last summer, I got to intern with Google in San Francisco, where I was an account strategist there. So it's been a real opportunity to actually be able to find these opportunities on campus, specifically within these organizations that help me unlock opportunities such as Google and Walmart, who are really big company names.
And with graduation coming up next month, she's excited for what's next.
Leading as president of Alpha ASU, I've been able to lead a team members of 12 board members essentially, and through that I've been able to learn about multiple projects that I've been exposed to through ASU, my classes, so it's been a good experience.
Irene Snyder, Fox 10 News.
And when adding private colleges to the mix, ASU ranks 34th on the list of U.S. schools evaluated for the Global Employability University Ranking and Survey. Stanford University is the top-ranked private school here in the West for graduate employability. Finally, tonight, one family in Honolulu made an unexpected discovery while they were hiking on the east side of Oahu. Have a look. They found a gigantic taro leaf. According to the family, the human-sized leaf was 48 inches high and 50 inches wide. Taro leaves typically measure between 1 to 2 feet across and 2 to 3 feet in length. The current Guinness World Record for the largest taro leaf is 44 inches long and 37 inches wide, or roughly 3 feet by 4 feet. The family says at this point they haven't yet reached out to Guinness to see if maybe they have a record-breaking leaf there. That does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. A quick reminder to stay up to date on all the stories we're covering online at westcoastwrap.com. Have a great night.